In this lesson, we're going to take a deeper look at the action bar. We took a look at it initially in the UI section, and now we're going to take a look at it as part of the tablet section. The action bar was introduced in the version that supported tablets, and it has a lot of uses for it, and tablets are a good match for it because of the amount of space that the tablets provide you. In this lesson, however, we're going to take a look at it in a phone emulator, and you'll be able to see how it could apply to both tablet and phone, and it's still a very useful thing on the phone. We're going to create an application with three activities. A main activity, which will have an action bar. A second activity, which will be an edit area. And a third activity, which will be an add area. In this app, all of my activities will descend from action bar base activity, which descends from activity, but it handles all of the action bar code. I've got some members for showing the various menus, and I have an action mode which we'll get to later. I set the display options with home as up, which you should be familiar with from the previous lesson on action bars. I have a setup method, and it will call set title and set subtitle. So my action bar can be dynamic as to what the titles and subtitles look like. And I have virtual methods for both of those. I can also do a little bit of coloring on the action bar. So I have an action bar color, which is a blue, and my title color and subtitle colors, the text colors, are white. And I create a color drawable, parse the color, and set the background drawable for the action bar. Likewise, I find the title text view, and it's under the ID action bar title, and I set its text color. And the subtitle is under ID action bar subtitle, and I set its text color. This handles our home is up feature, which we did in the previous lesson on action bars. And then we have an onCreate options menu. And this allows us to put in a separate options menu to handle special menu items. It uses the resource action menu. So let's take a look at that. It's a list of menu items. So I'm going to have an edit item, and I'm going to show this action always. There's also an order by category. And you can see they just go 100, 300, 400. Gives me space in case I add menus. I don't think I'll get to 400 menu items. So I have an add menu, a delete menu, and those are visible. Then I have menu items for each activity, and those I'm saying is show as action never, which means they're not going to show up in the title bar, but they'll still be available on a menu key. So on a tablet, that's the triple dot over in the right hand side of the action bar, and on an older phone it's a menu button itself. And then I have a menu exit at the bottom of that menu. So our action bar will inflate that resource, and then depending on the flags, it will show the appropriate menu items and set their visibilities. Then we have an override for on options item selected. And for each one of the different items, we have a virtual method. So any activity that uses this activity will be able to handle an on edit or an on add. And then the on exit we actually have some code for, as well as the activity clicked methods. The on edit, we're going to flip over to a done menu, which is a checkbox. So initially we'll have a pencil indicating we can edit, then we'll have a menu with a checkbox that allows the user to say essentially OK to their edit. And then the various on activity clicks will create an intent of the activity and start it. And finally, the exit clicked will start our main activity 1, but it will put in extra for exit. On the Show Done menu, we create a Start Action mode and set that mode object. On the Create Action mode, we're just returning true. You could actually have a custom menu for the Done menu if you wanted to, but in this case we just have the checkbox. And then there are the other standard overrides. So activity 1 just handles that exit extra, and if it gets that, it finishes and doesn't do anything else. Other than that, there's not a lot going on in this activity. Activity 2 is going to be our edit activity. So we're going to set the subtitle, and we're going to show the edit menu. And on edit clicked, we're going to show our edit box and set its text equal to the current label text. On done clicked, we're going to get the user entry, set our label, and make the edit control invisible. Activity 3 is an add area, and when we first open it, we're going to show the done menu. And there's just going to be an edit control on it. So when on done is clicked, we'll finish. Normally, of course, you would save the user entry. So let's run this. So here's my action bar with a custom color for the text and the background. And if I click on the menu, I get my little submenu. So I'll go to Activity 2, and I have my Edit menu and my subtitle. And when I click Edit, I can correct the spelling of my name. And when I click the Done checkbox, it transfers over to the label, and I'm good. Activity 3 opens with a Done and an entry area. And if I click Done, it just finishes that activity. And finally, the exit closes the app. So that's a number of options in the action bar. In our next lesson, we're going to go even further and create a tabbed interface with the action bar.